Hey family, thanks so much for joining me. So I wanted to bring some more videos. Let me just put a disclaimer on this reading. Take what resonates and leave the rest. This may be your reading, it may not be your reading. Um, I know these are a different type of reading right now, but I feel like I'm going in a good direction. So I'm hoping that everyone is appreciating and enjoying these videos. Um, so sometimes I'll say divine feminine, I mean divine masculine. Sometimes I'll say divine masculine, and I mean divine feminine. Um, the information that I get is from God and the Holy Spirit. I don't use any cards or anything like that. Um, but if you'd like to work with me on astrology readings, on twin flame stuff, getting into union, staying into union, my information is in the description below. Feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk with you to see if we would be a good fit to work together. Um, so this is a timeless reading, so it could have already happened, could be happening now, it could happen in the future. Um, this can also be a manifestation reading, so all you need to do to make it a manifestation reading is claim this information as your own for your life, and that's about it. So let me get into the reading, and if there's anything that I um, leave out of this disclaimer, I'll try to sprinkle it in throughout the video. All right, so let me get into it. So I think there's a lot to unpack. Um, but divine masculine, divine feminine, you may be going through an experience where, we've been talking about the glow up. Both of you look amazing. Both of you look better than ever. And you've been really focusing on taking care of yourselves, and you might have lost some sleep lately. You might be excited. You might be energized about things. I would say continue to work on your efforts to detox your body, make sure that you're taking care of yourself. And for both of you, I think it's important. I think you need to continue to detox because you see a lot of people around you with health issues coming up, and you don't want that to come upon you. So it's important for you to continue to detox your body, take your, things that you can take that would help you. I could say for myself that I take vitamins and things, great multivitamin actually, and, other vitamins in addition to that, which are known to help with a lot of different things. So I would say that is important at this time for the two of you to be doing. But and the theme here is probably taking care of yourself. So you might have seen some information lately, divine masculine, divine feminine, or both, that your partner is not holding up their end of the bargain and not doing what they said they would do or what you asked them to do. And I think that this is a tough time because I've been talking about this Mercury being in retrograde, and some relationships get into arguments, fights, people get into arguments, fights, and the relationship does not make it through this Mercury retrograde. So this, I would say, is a big one, but I think people, and I might have talked about this on other videos, but divine masculine, divine feminine, you are realizing if you're not with your divine counterpart yet, or maybe you are, and you're realizing that really people have some growing to do, that they don't realize how valuable you are sometimes, that they don't realize how much you bring to the table, how much you shift the energy, the vibe that you bring, how amazing you are and what you bring to people's lives. some people do recognize it. So I'm hearing you have new love coming in that can really appreciate you, that can really give you what you deserve, that could really cater to you like you deserve, and really figure out what, try to understand or figure out what you like, what you don't like. Really try to um, treat you like you want to be treated, and you can treat them the way they want to be treated as well. So today I was driving, and I ran into a person that was homeless and gave a donation, and we just had a little conversation chatting with each other. And um he was asking me, what kind of perfume are you wearing, and so on, and I was like, showed him the bottle because I had it with me, and he was like, oh, that smells really good. And then he started mentioning some of the perfumes, that he thought smelled really good. And so some of them, I had smelled, some of them I had not. But I was just having a conversation with him, and really had, my phone was ringing, so I picked it up and was talking to the person on the other line, a family member, but um, on the other end, I should say. But what I saw was that man was pretty kind. He was patient. He was appreciative. He took his time, had a good conversation. But these are the things that I feel like so many people don't want to do. They do not want to take their time and treat people like human beings, but they want to get something out of the other person. They don't want to give, they don't want to share, they don't want to, spend time, but they want you to spend time. They want you to give. They want you to share, and it doesn't make sense because you would think that the person wants to give and share, with you. And it seems like maybe that's not what they want. Um, but so what I'm saying is this person might be disguised for you, maybe as someone that you wouldn't expect to, you know, have a conversation with you, be kind, open up, share whatever. So maybe the packaging is not what you expect it to be, but when you really get, you can't judge a book by its cover, basically. Because when you open up the book, you might see like a world of different things. You might see an amazing person. You might see someone that you're thinking that never in a million years would I have ever thought that this would be the guy, and this is the guy. So when you actually run into the person, it's sometimes it's amazing because you're like, how did this happen? How did this person, how did I get, how did I get blessed this way? And it's because you're not judging. So, divine masculine, divine feminine, just know that you don't want to judge a book by its cover. You need to just appreciate people for who they are in front of you. But new love may be coming in a way that you don't recognize, but you still, it doesn't matter who you encounter. Treat them human, be kind, be gentle, be a cheerful giver, love people, try to give them the best. And, you just never know what you could get in return from a person who's really appreciating you, and a person that maybe you would think would appreciate you may not appreciate you. So you just never know. But like I'm saying, you might have had an experience recently where the person in your life, in a romantic situation or whatever, um, may not appreciate you for who you really are. And I think it takes for them sometimes to lose the thing, or to lose access to the thing or the person for a time, and really let it hit them and really let it land on them that you don't always have access to things, or it's not always the way you think, or you don't you shouldn't put things on cruise control. You think you got this. You think it's fine. It's, and you're not worried about it, whatever it is, but then you lose it and it's crushing. It, you know, it's terrible, it's heartbreaking. And for the person that is going through it, that's, that witnessed or experienced a betrayal, maybe the other person's like, oh, they're devastated because they're, without me. But here, it's not the case. It's the person who cheated that's actually devastated because they thought that they knew something that they didn't know about the person. And so I feel like for you, if you have experienced this, or you are or will experience this, that it'll be the blow is going to be nothing, because God is going to handle it. God is going to take care of it for you. So just know, that maybe you think, oh no, it's going to be really hard and I really love the person. And how do I move on? And how do I start over? And you'll just see how things can work out. And it might be a situation where a new person comes in right away, or it might be a situation where that person totally turns around, or it might be a situation where a person that you thought, maybe you were looking at them in a different way. It turns out that they're amazing, and they end up being, fantastic, or they end up being whatever. And you end up um, getting the person, however it is, that you deserve. And that person who did something to hurt you or betray you, or, you know, deceive you or whatever, is going to end up getting what they deserve. And that is without exception, that a person who, who has hurt someone or did something wrong, people are having a hard enough time. And this, I've been talking about this lately, and I'll probably do another video about it. But people have been having a hard time lately. Um, and what some people go through, and what you've been through before. So you, the main one, complaining about this person hurt me and that person did this to me, and I didn't deserve this and all this stuff. And then you turn around and do the same thing to somebody else. That does not make any sense at all. But you have to consider the person that's after this person that you hurt is going to have to deal with them. Now, some people go forward and they treat people well, regardless. Other people go forward and they don't, because they think, well, this person hurt me, so they're trying to get revenge, and then they caught up in, some drama or something that they don't need to be in. The thing is, treat people well, regardless, because you don't know going forward how it's gonna be. And that means for you, for them, for the person that's in their path, you really don't know how it's going to go. So just treat people well overall. You know, I know people struggle with being human beings and being decent to each other, but just please, because, you also, it's the right thing to do. You want to be treated kindly, just like other people do. But, I was talking about this, someone else's experience of this, and they got hurt, and they finally just realized they could just let the person go. And the person left, and they let them. So sometimes it's just as simple as that. If you know that they need to go, you just let them go. So I'll probably do more videos about this because I think it's an interesting topic, but I hope you enjoyed it, found it interesting. As always, happy lightning fast manifesting, and I'm going to talk to y'all soon. All right. Love y'all. Bye for now.